So I was up last night. I was around 1:30 in the morning before I finally went to sleep. When I went to sleep, I experienced a matrix dream. And in this matrix dream, it's like I was on Zion. I got sent down to 2D level. I got sent down to 2D level in this dream, and I was in a different situation with different people. And I I knew that I should not be in that situation with different people. They had me paired up. Hello, Applebrooks, honey. They had me paired up with somebody I didn't even want to be with. I didn't, just because I just didn't want to, even though that person wanted me to be with them. You know, like you get partnered off in life. They chose your mate. They chose your mate, you all. And I got sent back to 2D. And I had this matrix dream all night long. I woke up at 9:40. My husband got, is something wrong with Gina? She didn't get up. No, I was stuck in the matrix in my dream is what happened. Good morning. And I had a matrix dream. So in this 2D that they sent me down to, I was on this bus, and I had familiar people who are in my life right now who I have contact with in this lifetime. They were in the dream, but they were, I don't know, they still had their personalities and stuff, but we were all on this bus and stuff, on this bus going somewhere. And then when we got to this place, it was this great big old building. It had great big metal industrial shelves on it. And the person they had partnered me off with, like a marriage partner and stuff, they were really nice and stuff in the 2D world. But, you know, I just didn't want to be with them that way. I didn't, you all. There was no offense to them at all. And I waited so long to tell this dream. It's been 30 minutes since I woke up. But I was sitting there. I didn't want to be in this dream state. And the controllers knew I didn't at all want to be in it. And what I had done, there was this silver bow, this plastic silver bow on one of the industrial shelves. And I was talking to some people, and there was this man, like a custodian man, walking around to make sure everybody was comfortable and stuff. And I was in the middle talking to the person they partnered me with, and just being, you know, myself, trying to act like I'm not aware of what's going on. And then I take this water spigot that's above this plastic, looked like a great big gigantic oil drain pan, but it's plastic and it was gray. I turn it on, and the custodian man is standing there, and the people are talking, and I'm talking to the custodian man, and all of a sudden I turn it on. I walk away. I walk out of that matrix area, get on a bus, and I see, as I'm walking away, I see the water overflowing. And I knew what was going to happen. They were going to just let it overflow. And that custodian man who was supposed to be watching over that place, he just let it all overflow in the floor. I got on the bus, and this time I had my daughter, she was small, probably around 3 years old or 4. And then I had this infant baby. I guess it would have been my son, like a toddler, real toddler. And I'm on the bus, and I'm thinking, you've got to be kidding. Somehow I went back to that place because I was told, you need to go back to that place. So I took back to that place, but this time, whoever was in control, they were punishing the people who they put me there with, taking it out on them because of the what happened, and it wasn't even their fault. And then the next thing I know, just like in an instant, they dropped me down to 1D, like a 1D world. I don't got no clothes in this 1D world. My children, who are very small, they don't got no clothes either. And that custodian is still standing there. And somebody said, well, it's because you let the water flow all over the floor. And I said, well, why? I said, why are you punishing these people? The controller was trying to punish someone for what I had done. And he was really taking it out on them. And I don't know what in way, had people arguing with him and stuff like that. And I hollered. I couldn't see the controller. He was invisible, totally invisible. And I said, you want me to know? I was just yelling out in spate. I said, you want me to know why I did that? And I was yelling at him because I was mad because if somebody else was getting punished. I said, because I knew the moment I walked away, that custodian that you have here would sit and let that water fall all over the floor and would not turn off that faucet. Nobody would even turn it off. They would let the water flow in the floor because they're not paying attention. I said, and I had a big towel in my hand because when I got back, there was big puddles of water on the floor, and the other people who were with me throughout my lifetimes, they were on the floor trying to clean it up. And I said, why do you think I came back with this great big thick towel to wipe up that mess? I said, because the custodian you put here, and I knew it, would not turn that water off, and they would let it overflow into the floor. That's why I did that, and you're punishing all these people because of it, making them clean it up. Then at that moment in time, after I got my message across, the custodian, I said, this is what you need to do. But the controller then dropped me down, and he dropped me down in 1D. Then that's when I was totally naked. I didn't have no clothes on my body. My children didn't have no clothes. I had a backpack. And the custodian was there. I'm in the same steam, but now I've been dropped down another level because he got mad because I said something out loud. And then I really got upset. And I said, why are you punishing? Why are you punishing an infant? Why are you punishing these children? They did not do a single thing. You are punishing them. You sent them down to this 1D world without any clothes or anything, and you're punishing them just because you're upset. I said, is that how you operate? That's what I did. I said, what did they do to you? I said, this is supposed to be about me, but yeah, you said you brought these people down, these children. You didn't give them no clothes. You took away all their clothes. You made them naked. You made me naked. And then some clothes appeared, like some shirts and stuff. And I remember yelling at them that it was wrong. They're punishing. The one in control was punishing and just doing that. And a infant, a child, sent them down there for no reason without any clothes, and both of them, punishing them and me because I walked away. And then I pointed out to the controller what would happen if I did. The silly custodian you had there would let that water overflow because he's not paying attention. But I was yelling at the controller, I mean, the one in control, and they gave me clothes. And then the custodian, this is really weird, you all. The custodian who was standing there, is a tall man dressed in custodian clothes. There was this button, this big red, this red button with a dial on it that was turning like a clock. And it was going, bum, 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 bum. The custodian said, uh-oh, the controller wants to see you. It was getting louder, and it was doing a countdown thing. It was getting louder. It was a loud, like, siren thing because the custodian, I got the attention of the controller in this 1D thing that they sent me to. And they said, you better hurry. You better get, the controller wants to see you right now. And I thought, well, I'm putting these clothes on. I'm tired of going naked. I'm putting these clothes on, and I'm putting clothes on my children. And it just kept going down. The countdown just kept going down and down and down. It was about this big, a dial with a countdown, and it would flash red, flashing red, flashing red. Then I got on the bus with my children who now had clothes on, and I had some clothes on. And then I immediately woke up, and I'm in my world now. I'm in my world now. I was the strangest dream. I was stuck in a 3D matrix, a matrix dream is what it was. I never had that happen before. And that's why I didn't get up till 9:40. 9:40 in the morning is when I woke up. Now, granted, even though I went to bed around 1 something in the morning, 1:30, I think I fell asleep at 1:30 after doing that video. I can't remember, you all. A matrix stream. Uh, yeah. And I got plopped right back into this world. That's what it feels like. Okay. That's what it feels like. Gina, honey, are you saying that the Matrix is real? I'm not saying nothing. I'm saying that I felt like I got stuck in a Matrix dream, and I got sit down to a 2D level in a situation that I did not want to be in. And I was aware that I was in this level, that was not my life. And then I did something to bring attention, and I walked out, and then I came back, and then I raised my voice, and I told the controller why I did what I did. Then he dropped me down into a 1D world, which was with nothing, no clothes, no nothing. And then I raised my voice again. And then when I raised my voice again, this big red button with a countdown clock appeared, and it was like a warning countdown saying the controller wants to see you. You're in trouble now. And then I was given clothes for me and my children, and I got on a bus, and I woke up right here to my life. That sounds weird, you all. It does, and I'm sure a lot of people have had Matrix dreams too, but no, I'm tired of it. I really am. You don't do that to people, even if it's in a dream state. No. And I was aware. I was down 2 levels. And I didn't know when I got on that bus what would happen, but then I woke up in my bed. That's how it happened. Yeah. You had a nightmare? Wow. You were abducted, and that's why so much time went by in your body. You had to recuperate. You think that's what happened? It probably did. That is a lot of time, isn't it? I guess. I don't know. Whew, you're afraid to sleep. Neil, I thought that people would get to that point, afraid to go to sleep because of that nightmares. In some of the wiki fandom stuff, there are beings that come and get people in their dream state. And wasn't there something to where people were afraid to go to sleep, like books and movies? You didn't want to go to sleep because you know what happens when you go to sleep. All of that right there. Yeah, you are. If you got some wild stuff happening in your dreams, you put it in this right here. You put your comments here for documentation, because we document every single aspect of our lives and our surroundings and the strange occurrences that we're noticing, regardless if other people want to try to dismiss them. It does not make them all the less real. It doesn't at all. Good morning, everyone. So that's what happened, you all. I was in a matrix dream, and I got took down to the 1 level where I didn't have no clothes. I knew I was naked, and I had my children very small at that time. I had like an infant son and a daughter. She was probably around 2.5 then, since that was the age difference. They didn't give them no clothes either. Stuck them in my dream without any clothes. And I raised my voice and said, "You're punishing them. Why are you doing it? Why would you stick them into, not because they didn't have no clothes." I said, "Why'd you put them in a 1D world when they have done nothing?" A 1D world. That made me mad. Stuck someone who had not done nothing, an innocent child, in a 1D world. And that's right. Then I got some clothes given to me in this matrix world, and I put them on me, and I put them on my children, and we got on the bus, and then boom, I woke up into this world. Yeah, that's right. It's not against flesh and blood. That's right. Spiritual realms and high places. That's right. You are powers in high places. Um, oh, I'm doing really great. I feel good. Actually, I wasn't even sleepy. I wasn't sleepy at all. I felt like when I woke up, I had lots of energy. Yeah. Yeah, you all. So that was it. That was it, you all. So I am gonna go. I'm gonna go downstairs and drink my hot tea that I made, but I wanted to come up here, you all. I am alive, and I was in a matrix type dream. And there was a controller that I could not see, but I knew that controller could hear my voice, and I let my voice be heard, sticking me in a 2D and bringing me down a level in a 2D because it wasn't happy with me to begin with in this real world, and then took me down to a 1D, and then popped me back into this world. That's how it feels like. So I'm going to go. And Kitty is doing good. Well, she's still the same. She's drinking and she's resting, and she likes to be patted so she can purr, and she likes to sit in our lap. So she's doing as good as can be expected. She is. Thank you all for all your encouraging words and your words of kindness, you all. And thank you for your prayers. But Kitty is a part of our family, and she means a lot to us. That's right. So I am going to go. I'm going to get down there, drink my tea, and see what my daughter is doing. So with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your morning. You all love you.